there's 5 principles, and I call them jackrabbit. Because of all the animals in the animal kingdom, the jackrabbit has really good vision. Its eyes sit far back on its head and very high up. So it has an awareness of all its surroundings. Pretty good thing for us as human beings, right? To have a good, strong awareness. So 5 principles. The first one is to develop vision. Develop vision. And vision is our ability for us to imagine something that's not real. So here's this guy named Mark Scudamore up in Canada. And here's what it says. He says, I was sitting in a McDonald's trying to think of a way to pay for tuition. I noticed an old pickup truck with plywood side panels and the name Mark's Hauling scrawled on the side. I looked at the truck and I said, there's my ticket. He went and withdrew $1,000 in his savings, spent $700 on a truck and the rest on flyers and business cards. And within a week, his trash removal business was up and running. He named it the Rubbish Boys. He said, that wasn't totally accurate because it was just me, but I had a vision of something bigger. Today, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Anybody ever seen that around? Right, Mark Scudamore? 1-800-GOT-JUNK has over 800 trucks, 300 locations, North America, UK, Australia, around $200 million in annual revenue. Because somebody sat in a McDonald's and imagined something bigger. Now, vision without action, just a pipe dream. So as summer comes, here I have a nice one-size-fits-all jackrabbit visor. Would anybody like to have this jackrabbit visor?
Sure.
Okay.
How am I going to get it?
Go get it.
The mad dash to the finish line. Hey, but you came over the table, brother, so you gotta have it. Now it's large, extra large, so hopefully it fits, right? But what was that right there? How many times have we wanted to do something and then we realize in hindsight we didn't take the action? The next principle of jackrabbit, to be happy and fulfilled, is to be still. But the world does not encourage stillness. No, what the world does is this. 144 billion emails a day. Facebook, and you're going, yeah, I get about a million myself. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Doesn't encourage stillness. iPhone 5S, I have one, I love it. 2 million sold in the first 24 hours when it came out, and the 6 is coming soon. Who has kids, their thumbs are in casts from going like this? I sent my daughter a cartoon the other day, she's 13. It said my phone died and I hung out with my family. They're actually pretty nice people. She's like, I got it, Dad. The average teenager, research says 2,500 text messages per month. 2,500. Some of you are going, well, my teenager's above average, because they got to be around 3,000. I know it, right? Einstein said he lived in the solitude of the country and discovered how the monotony of a quiet life led to more creativity. How many of you are trying to be innovation in your business? Innovative, right? New ideas. Stop trying. Just create some stillness and see what shows up. All of you have probably had a great idea when you weren't even thinking about anything. That's how the brain works, right? So we develop vision, we take action, we be still. The next principle then is to know thyself. So Socrates said, right, one of the greatest philosophers, seeker of knowledge, he said, know thyself, your strengths and your weakness, your relation in the universe, your potentialities, your spiritual heritage, your aims, your purpose. Take stock of thyself, he said. See, here's the interesting thing. When 2 people are in a room, there's really 6. Each as they see themselves, each as the other person sees them, and each at how they really are. Fear is one of the big, who has fear in their life? Anybody? When you try something new? Try to get, set your vision, create your goals? Sure, we all have it. Probably the biggest limiter of getting our vision. Here's 3 strategies next time fear shows up. I'm going to try these on. Number 1, expect it. Don't walk out and say, that's it, I'm not going to have any more fear. It's going to show up. Because you're going into the unknown, and the brain doesn't like the unknown. Your brain likes easy and familiar. That's why we stay where we are. When we go to the unknown, what shows up? Fight or flight. I'm going to run away and go back. So expect it. Think back when you were young. You walk through a haunted house, some guy jumps out with a hatchet, right, with ketchup on it. Or, oh! You go through again, you know the guy's jumping out, you're still a little scared. Go through 3rd time, you jump out at him. Did you ever do that? So expect fear. It's going to show up. So we got to develop vision, right? We're going to be still, know thyself from the mindset. And the next one is to seek support. Too many people, too many of us, I'm with you, go it alone in life when we're anything but alone. So think, how do you seek support? There's a young kid, 12 years of age, cancer in his leg. He ultimately lost the bottom part of his leg. His wish was to go shopping, Concord Mall, Christiana Mall and all. He got $150 for each year of his life, so that's $1,800. My wish granter and I got a few more $100. This kid had over $2,200 to spend. I'm behind him in my Ford F-150 because he wanted to buy a basketball net. He's a great basketball player. They're in a limo in front of me. It's a great day, right? 12 years old, if you had $2 grand, what would you do? You ready to roll, right? Here's what happens. We get Dick's Sporting Goods store up on Route 202 in Concord. We pull in, go into the store, first stop. First thing he does is buy his twin brother and his sister shoes. Kid's got cancer, he buys them shoes. Then we go over to the basketball courts and he's looking at one for about $149. He's going to blow over in a little wink. And I said, come here, brother. For real life. Mounts to the driveway. Adjustable, so when I come, I can dunk on you, I'm telling you. And he's like, I don't know, or whatever. And I'm just, oh my gosh. So I go talk to his mother, right? His mother and father had some issues. He was out. They were living with other family and all that stuff going on too. So I looked at her, I said, what's going on? I said, I thought he was so excited. She said, well, he is, or whatever. I said, well, anything I should know? And she said, yeah. She said, he came to me this morning and I talked a little bit about the shopping spree. And he looked at me and he said, Mom, this is a lot of money. I want to make sure you're okay. 12 years old, cancer in his leg. How many years ago, I'm like, God, give me a little bit of that. Right? Try to lead with a little bit of that. So be support. Be support. The last thing then, the last principle, and you talked about it, as Dan talked about it, is to evolve. To evolve is to undergo continuous and gradual change. So sometimes people go, okay, Danny, I got the principles, how do you evolve? I said, do the other four. If I met you at a New Year's Eve party, what's that, 7 months from now, 6 or 7 months from now? I said, hey, yeah, we met at Nathan, yeah, great, how are you doing, how's life? And you said, Danny, I had wonderful years, life is really good, and I asked why? How would you answer that question? Einstein said, how many people are trapped in their everyday habits? Part frightened, part numb, part indifferent. To have a better life, we must continually choose how we're living. That's what Einstein said. So my hope today is, in our brief time together, you've got a few ideas maybe? All we need is 2 or 3 things to take away, right, when we're with the speaker or whatever. 2 or 3 things where you're going to choose different. Because when you walk out of that door right now, you are walking into your vision. And you will create it. Are you clear on it? That's the question. If I see you December 31st and say, how is your life? And you say it's phenomenal, and I say why, how are you going to answer? What needs to happen between now and then?